What's up, Soul Family and everyone out there in the world? This is Nihility Intensity Tarot, and this is going to be a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now, with that being said, I hope all of your Leos had a good first half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Hope everything is going well for you, and you're having a good time during this last 2 weeks. Now, moving into the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio, I wish you all well during this time as well. Now, let's talk about what the Sun represents and what it represents in Scorpio. The Sun is our actions, our viewpoints, how we see the world around us, as well as correlates to our wants. And it is going to be in the energies of Scorpio, which is fixed water, being fixated on its own ways of feeling the emotions. And Scorpio itself was born out of the 8th house of behind closed doors energies, secrets, occult, and mysticism and anything in the dark. Which mysticism in the dark, with not the dark as in light or day, electrical lighting, darkness, with the dark as in the unknown, what you don't know, what you can't see, what you're not consciously aware of. So, with that being said, Leo, you are fixed fire, being fixated on your own ways of feeling the emotions, and Leo itself was born out of the 5th house of expressions, fun, entertainment, and what you're creatively working on. Now, given the fact that Leo and Scorpio they square each other, you are going through a learning process during this season, Leo Suns. You're going to learn how to tap deeper into the emotions of what emotions you're fixated on and how you see things. So not just seeing things and being passionate, you're going to be forced to learn the deeper emotions behind what you're fixated in. And Leo Moons, this is the type of people you're going to be attracting. You're going to be attracting this energy to you. So, with that being said, I'm going to shuffle the Universal Celtic Tarot deck a couple more times, then pull 9 cards plus an overall fun set the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, then move on to the Waite deck for clarifications, and then move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me using 3 cards to end the reading off. So, let me shuffle this one more time, and I will begin drawing these cards for the Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, see what you guys got going on during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. In 1 second. Okay, so the overall energies of the reading is the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is talking about negative thoughts, or you getting influenced by negative thoughts. With this card showing up, do your best to transmute these negative thoughts by understanding and overstanding that you as a spirit being no thing, no shape, no form, or only creating and agreeing with these thoughts. They are not you, so transmute them the best way you can and create and agree with positive thoughts and feelings during this time, where you are dealing with anxiety or worry during the second half of the Sun transition sign of Scorpio. Now, your first card for the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the Hangman, which is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or have Pisces in your chart. And if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition sign of Scorpio. But this is a new perspective about something. You may be having a switch of perspective about something, or you in stagnation during this time. We'll have to clarify to see what's going on with that. Now, your second card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the Ace of Wands, which is about you giving birth to a new passionate vision for yourself. Continue to put energy work into this vision that you've envisioned for yourself and giving birth to for yourself, especially if it's for the betterment of your well-being and your highest good during this time. So, with your third card for the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the 9 of Cups, which is talking about you being emotionally independent and sufficient in the emotional world. This is also a wish fulfillment card, but this is also a card of fertility. So if you're not trying to have children or get anyone pregnant or get yourself pregnant, if you're a female, then use protection or do the necessary acts to prevent yourself from having children, because that is a card of fertility, but you are emotionally independent during this time. And with your fourth card for the Universal Capture Tarot deck that you get is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new material opportunity for yourself. So there is an opportunity in the material world, either giving birth to you from internally and you putting energy work into something, or somebody giving you this opportunity to you during the second half of the sun transition sign of Scorpio. But there is a new material opportunity in the forefront for you during this time. Now with the fifth card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the King of Cups, which is you being emotionally grounded. Mind you that the King of Cups doesn't get to be the King of Cups without having gone through hardships or trials. So you've been through stuff in the past, but you've had to be emotionally grounded within those emotions and not let those emotions override you or overwhelm you or drown you. Okay, you're sitting above those emotions and not letting them drown you like the King of Cups does. But you're being very emotionally mature when it comes to your emotions during this time. Now with the sixth card for Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the World card, which is your energy, but this is also the energy of Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. So you begin with a fellow Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Mars, or have one of these aspects in your chart when it comes to Scorpio, Aquarius, or Taurus. Since you're already a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, if you have it in any other placement, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the sun transition in sign of Scorpio. But there is a completion of some sort, right? Completing a karmic cycle for yourself, but it may seem a bit hard with the Nine of Swords being the overall. So, with this cycle being completed, this is a really good thing to see. Just don't let these negative thoughts get to you. Now with the seventh card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the Seven of Swords. So there is some self-deception or deception from others, but I feel like with the Nine of Swords there is self-deception going on. So do your best to not self-deceive yourself. We'll clarify this to see what's going on with the Rider-Waite deck, but watch yourself for self-deception during this time. Now with the eighth card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the Four of Pentacles, which is talking about you holding on to things too tightly. Alright, so do your best to not hold on to things that no longer serve you too tightly, but if it is for your betterment of your being, your highest good, continue to hold on to these things that you're holding on to. But we'll clarify this when we get to it. Now your ninth card and last but not least card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck that you get is the Knight of Pentacles, which is talking about you moving slowly and methodically and practically towards what you want and desire in your life. This is a card of forewarning of procrastination during this time. So don't procrastinate, but continue to think practically about what it is that you're wanting to desire to do during this time. Now, let's move on to the Rider-Waite deck for clarifications. Now you might hear some talking in the background, but just bear with me. Now, clarifying the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups, which is talking about a new birthing of an emotion. You could be dealing with a new relationship and may be anxious or worried about this relationship, or whatever the case may be. You are worried or anxious in general about this emotional birthing that you've given birth to during this time. Don't let that get to you, and remember to transmute those negative thoughts into positive thoughts and feelings during this time. Now with the Hangman is clarified by the Three of Wands, which is talking about launching long-term plans. So you may be in stagnation when it comes to launching these long-term plans for yourself during this time. So have patience and know that what's meant to happen in your life will happen for you, and just keep that in mind during the second half of the sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now with the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is clarified by the Four of Cups, which is discontentment and feeling discontent So from this feeling of discontent, you are giving birth to a new passionate vision for yourself. Alright, so do your best to not let this discontent overwhelm you or get the best of you, but continue to put energy work into this new passionate idea that you're giving birth to for yourself. Now with the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups is clarified by the Star card, which is Aquarius energy. So you could deal with an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or have Aquarius in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. But overall, there is optimistic and healing, so you're focusing on healing and being optimistic during this time, as well as having a wish fulfillment. I feel like that is a strong energy within this reading. Or you may feel discontent about how things are proceeding forward. So focus on your healing and focus on being optimistic during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Pentacles, which is talking about you feeling alone and feeling like you're by yourself. But from this aloneness, feeling alone and feeling like you're out in the cold by yourself, you are coming into a new material opportunity from being in this energy during this time. Okay, so that is a good thing to see. Now with the King of Cups is clarified by the Hermit card, which is Virgo energy. So you can deal with the Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or have Virgo in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. But overall, you're going within, following your intuition, and this is helping you stay emotionally grounded during this time. Alright? Just continue to follow your intuition and follow that inner light that you have created for yourself. Now, with that being said, moving on to the War card. The War card is clarified by the Seven of Wands, which is talking about feeling defensive and feeling guarded. But this is what you're completing. You're letting your guard down when it comes to a situation, I feel like, and feeling free about a situation during this time. And that's the karmic cycle that you're completing during the second half of the Sun transition sign of Scorpio, which is really good to see. Now with the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Wands, which is a spark of a new passion. But you must watch yourself out from self-deception when it comes to this passionate idea that you're giving birth to for yourself. You may be second-guessing yourself or not thinking that you're good enough. Know that you are good enough for this, and don't self-deceive yourself during this time. Now with the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. So you are holding on to something really tightly. I'm going to clarify this one more time. And it's talking about Eight of Cups is clarifying the Four of Pentacles. So you're holding on to leaving something behind, or walking away from emotions that no longer serve you, or things that no longer serve you during this time of the Sun transition in the second half of Scorpio. Now with the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Pentacles, which is talking about you juggling or in a decision-making process. Do your best to move slow and practical, but don't move too slow where you're procrastinating and not getting anything done or not deciding anything for yourself during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now, moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck. Sorry about the yelling in the back. Alright, so moving on to the Moonology Oracle deck. Let's see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me to end this reading off. So, your first card from the Universal deck, not Universal, but the Moonology Oracle deck, and Mother Moon herself to you through me, is New Moon. A new start is coming. So know and understand and understand that a new start is coming for you, as long as you take the necessary steps into entering this new beginning for yourself. Alright, so there is a new beginning coming to you, which you can see here with the Three of Wands of launching new things. The Ward card, which is completion of a cycle, which always with the completion of one cycle brings the newness of another cycle. But just be aware that a new start is coming to you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Scorpio. Now your second card from Mother Moon to you through me is Full Moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So look at the bigger picture of your life and plan accordingly to the bigger picture of your life, and know that by doing so you will reach a place of prosperity during this time. Now, with the third card and last but not least card from Mother Moon to you through me is Decimating Moon. Take time to breathe out. So take the time to breathe out during this time, and take the time to really center yourself, and don't let yourself be overwhelmed or self-deceive yourself during this time. Alright, take the time to breathe out. And with that being said, that'll be all for this general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the second half of the Sun transiting the sign as Scorpio. I hope this helped. I hope this brought clarity or aided you in any way. Shout out to the whole Soul family. Shout out to Dola the Pilot Man. Y'all be blessed. Remember that you never be less. Y'all take care and peace.